Hi, it's 4 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, the 6th of March in Lviv, Ukraine. I'm joined today by one of my good friends, Sergey Zaravo, and we're going to talk about the current state of the IT industry in a state of war. Hi, Sergey. How are you holding up?
Yeah, hi, Chip. Uh, I'm doing fine these days. It's good that I am in quite safe place. Yeah, and I think it's morning to you in your country, so good morning. And how are you today?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. But do us a favor.
Sure.
Introduce yourself. And in the process of introducing yourself, what did you do before the Russians invaded you and found yourself in a state of war?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. It's really great question because it's a huge difference, yeah, in these 11 days, I think, because 11 days ago, I was just a senior or lead web developer, yeah, in quite small companies that I just like to work with because it's like a small family, yeah. Because I worked with big companies and with small companies, they are all different and they have its own pros and cons. And I was preparing for a big conference in Ukraine in 2 days. This conference had to be started. I planned to participate in that conference. I think several years I had in plans yet to participate. And I almost did it because I proposed one interesting topic there and it was approved after a lot of discussions and all of that. And I was waiting, oh, I will participate offline. And yeah, and also I was living in Kiev at that time. And I relocated to Kiev almost 4 years ago after the first part of war was started in 2014. Yeah, and a lot of people migrated that time. And I also decided maybe to move to Kiev. And also Kiev is our capital. It's a big city, and IT people, we have a lot of opportunities in this city. So I moved my family to Kiev and already bought an apartment. Yeah, I did renovation and all of that, and we wanted to stay there to grow our children and to make good progress in my IT career. Yeah, and as I already was working as a senior lead developer, so it's almost a top in our careers here. So I had really good income for our country especially, but even worldwide, it's really good income. So I started to participate more and more in different volunteering activities. So I wrote articles, I did some JavaScript and React courses for IT academies in Ukraine. And also I participated in ADHD America program where I met you, Chip, and it was really great experience and great time to participate and see a lot of people that can work together, yeah, on some really cool projects that helps children. And I thought that in the future, we also could reuse that experience helping to ADHD people, children, yeah, also in Ukraine, because our country is not so developed, of course, as you say. We have a lot of problems and all of that, but we had improvements in our government, yeah, in medicine, in economy, in all of that. We had improvements, and everything that I had and everything that we had in Ukraine was stopped 11 days ago.
Yeah,
under Russian bombs.
You don't even know if your home survived at this point.
I know that my home is okay because I have a special chat with all my neighbors in my house.
Okay.
Yeah, and they communicate there, and there were no big fights in my region yet. Yeah, but I can say, actually, sorry, I can say a lot about the war, about what's happening, but I don't want to start to share too
Sure.
much information about this because we decided, yeah, to talk about IT.
Yeah.
But I think I should say, yeah, the first days when it was started, it started very fast because we didn't even suppose that they will dare yet to bomb all our cities. It was unexpected for us because we were peaceful here. Our president all those years, when he started yet to rule our country, he said to bring a peace here, we just should to stop firing. He said this all the time. We had no any progression in our army and all of that. We were peace country, and we didn't imagine that someone will start bomb our cities. So 11 days ago, my wife, yeah, I forgot this word in English. So when our day was started, she said, they are bombing us. It was very scary for children and all of that. And next day, we also wake up early. It was dark, darkness in my window, and we saw very huge flash. Yeah, and but later we figured out that our forces, they shoot airplane, and that airplane, it fell near our house after a few streets, and a house was burned after that. Yeah, so in our region, our Kyiv city is really big, you see, and fights are now in some regions near the Kyiv, and they bombed our airports. Even in center, we have two big airports in Kyiv, and they bombed with missiles and bombs those airports. But Kyiv mostly were not injured yet, the center of Kyiv.
So while all this is going on, you're currently working on customer projects, aren't you?
Yeah, I continue to work, and as far as I know, a lot of IT people, boys and girls, women and men, yeah, they all, mostly all work. And I had even, my friend said that even in Kyiv, some people are in their shelters, yeah, and they continue to work.
Oh, man. So why do people continue to work in the IT sector in Ukraine?
Yeah, it's a good good question because it's hard to explain. I can just guess, yeah, some moments and why I continue to work as well. But I am in quite safe place now, yeah, so a little bit different thing. But you see, IT in our country is a very important part of economy. IT people here, we could earn much more than most of the other people in Ukraine. So it's a great part of an income for country. And this also allowed us to help people, yeah. And we understand this. And also we are informed well. We were informed well about what Russia wants, what's happening in the world, and all of that. Yeah, we learn history, you know, again. So people, first of all, people want to continue to work to keep our job, yeah, and to keep the income. A lot of I will share more later, yeah, maybe what IT is now doing right now. But I will say that a lot of IT people share their income with our army, with volunteer organizations, with Red Cross, and all of that. We send a lot of money to them because we understand that we need to support our country now. Yeah, also, first days, people even could not believe that is happening. People thought, oh, okay, maybe a few days and they will just conduct some negotiations and it will be over. Yeah, but we see that Russians, they don't want to stop. They want to invade all Ukraine. and they started to bomb our cities. So a lot of people started to migrate to other regions of Ukraine after that. So in a few days, not from the first day.
So some IT professionals stayed in the country to do exactly what you just described, and others left the country. What were some of the reasons why people decided to stay and those that decided to leave, and including yourself, who also decided to stay and have your family stay with you?
Yeah, I think that one of the reasons, of course, that men now are not allowed to leave our country. Yeah. But it's not the main reason, I think, because some people, they find some ways how to leave the country. And I was also proposed with from some people that I work with. They proposed that they can organize migrating of all my family, including me. But I said sorry, but I'm not. I don't want to migrate now. You see, before I had some thoughts that maybe if our country will be not developed well and all of that, maybe I will migrate and all of that. Because actually I believe in open world, that all world is our house. So it doesn't matter where you live. You can, I like to travel. Yeah, you can just visit any places and all of that. Why to not live some years, a few years in other country? But when this started, all our nation, as far as I know, a lot of NATO people, NATO in the USA, they didn't believe that Ukraine will stand for more than 2 or 3 days. Yeah, but actually we stand because all our nation, we are together now, and we understand that we need to stop Russians here, because this war started not 11 days ago. Yeah, it just full invasion started, and in our mind, somewhere deeply, we understood that it will happen, and we understood that we have to stop them here because they will not stop. If we move, for example, to Poland, they will invite Ukraine, and they continue to invite other countries. Where then we need to move after that? And we cannot move all normal people, to the USA.
So, in addition to your regular projects for customers that you're continuing to do, which is amazing, I know that you're doing some volunteer work, as well as some of your other colleagues and friends that I know as well are volunteering. What are you guys volunteering on as IT professionals in a state of war?
Yeah, it's really interesting thing happening right now. Yeah, that a lot of IT really went to volunteer a lot, and everyone wants to do something in Ukraine. Every people wants to do something, but general people, we IT, we sometimes said general people, that no, non-IT guys, because in Ukraine, IT, it's like in India, they had some castas, or something, like this. And we something like casta in Ukraine, right now, at least, because we had greater income, we had different work-life balance and all of that. And all people wanted to do something, but IT guys, they knew that we, and understand now, that we can do much more. We can pay more help. Of course, there are some business guys, people, that pay much more, but together we generate very high income. And then we have opportunity to work really good with computers, with internet. And about volunteering, what our IT community is doing now. First of all, we did and we continue to do a lot of stuff in blocking Russian propaganda. because I don't want to explain in details, but if someone wants to learn about this and understand, Russians, they have really great propaganda, and it's on the level like it was in Germany in World War II, yeah. And we tried to fight back this propaganda, and we wanted to show Russian people what is happening, really happening here. And you see, why is here is a main question, why we wanted to do this. Yeah, because we thought, and we still have some hope that we can do this. Yeah, we thought that if we show Russian people what is happening, because we know they were due to this propaganda, they don't understand what is happening right now, what is really is happening. And we wanted to show them what is really happening, that it's real war, and that a lot of Russian soldiers, they are dying. Because, for example, now it's more than 10,000 Russian soldiers were killed here. But Russian propaganda says last numbers, they said only 500. And we know that people now, they don't believe in this, but they don't have any other resources to check, because last days, Russia, they close almost all opposition, all resources from opposition. So they don't have any resources. They blocked Facebook, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so we try. So you understand.
Give me some specific examples of what you're doing to countermand that Russian propaganda engine. What are you doing to try to disrupt what it is that they're trying to present to their people?
Yeah, we have some groups where our people, they share what to do. Yeah, for example, firstly, we tried to block main Russian propaganda resources, and all people that have computers, phones, they just ran some scripts, and we did some DDoS attack. Yeah, and we had in a few days after we started this war started. Yeah, some famous people we know on that side, they said in internet that Ukrainians, they really great in this, and that our information started to come to the address, I mean, to their people. And he said, not only one person said, they said they have very great resources in DDoS and all of that. Looks like it's some companies in the USA, because only Russia and USA, they have such resources. But we were laughing about this because we knew that they started to war with all nations and all our people to serve. Then we had a lot of interesting ideas how to show the real information to Russians. For example, we started to use Google advertising. Yeah, so we just we paid for ads and targeting Russia, people in Russia, and with some photos, with descriptions that it's not some operation, it's a war. You're killing people, yeah, your soldiers are dying, and all of that. So just trying to show them a truth, so they start to look the truth, to ask people, yeah, their government about all this. And next idea was, for example, in the Google map, yeah, they have hotels, and our people, we started to send reviews for hotels in Moscow, for example, with photos of bombed cities, with killed people and children. Yeah, so they knew about this. And as far as I know, it actually worked. Not so much, because we know that there are a lot of people that they cannot even accept the truth, because the propaganda is so screwed. Yeah, the reality, they don't believe in opposite, because it's their current reality. But today, as far as I know, thousands of people, they are already striking in Russia, in Moscow, in St. Petersburg, in Tomsk, in different cities. And their police, they buy them, arrest them, and all of that. But at least we see that there are some people that still, good people, and they are against the war. And we have some hope that people there can stop this, because I think you know that Russia is a big country. They have big army. They have a lot of vehicles, airplanes, and all of that. It's really hard to fight back such armada, and we don't want to lose our cities, our people. So we use everything that we can to stop this war.
So how do you do this? Customer projects, volunteering, taking care of your family, surviving. How do you deal with this level of stress?
It's a good question. And about the stress, I should say that a lot of our companies, and my company as well, we started to conduct some courses with psychologists right now to be able to calm down the stress, to address it, and all of that. So we work on this. It's really stressful, and our IT community even shared such funny images with text that, for example, in the future, when there will be a job ad, and there will be a bullet point that person should be stress resistant, should be able to work under stress, then you just need to write that you are from Ukraine. So as far as I know, in AWS and, for example, in Netflix, and I heard, some people said that it's quite stressful to work sometimes. So I think Ukrainians will be great candidates.
So what would you say? What would you say are the biggest challenges that you're facing right now to continue to work on customer projects?
The biggest challenges, of course, first of all, it's a stress, because it's not possible to fight it at all. Especially in the people. By the way, I know a lot of people that are under occupation now, and they also continue to work, and they don't understand what will be next. How they will live. For example, a brother of my wife, he is now under occupation in my native city, and he wanted to leave this city a few days ago. He said, sorry, I cannot stay here. It's hard. And also he was worrying about internet connection. It was worse and worse. And sometimes Russians, they block all mobile connection because they conduct some stuff there. They don't want allow people to share information from there and all of that. And but I said, please don't. They have children, and we had information that some innocent people and some civilian people, they were killed in that region by Russian soldiers. They tried to move out by car, and they just killed them in this car. So they don't have any ways to move out from there right now. But again, he should continue to work, because without this, he will not have money, and how he can survive.
So you folks are still being paid for your work, and you're still able.
Yes, most of the people, think about this. And as I said, first problem is their stress, of course. Second one is the internet. As I said, he's worrying about this. But in some regions, we don't have problems with internet, like now I'm in Lviv. That's why a lot of IT companies, they moved IT departments to the west. Oh, sorry, sure. To the east. Mm-hmm. Well, no, west, sorry.
The west. But...
to the west. So we are quite in peace here, in quite a safe place. The internet is good, so we continue to work here.
So last question for you, and it's not IT related. It's related to your children. How are the children doing under these circumstances? And what do they do during the day?
Oh, it's also a good question. we try to do the best for them, yeah, to organize some area, yeah, that to not talk about the war with them and all of that, to not to help to shelter them, yeah, out the war, because they feel all this fear and stress. And sometimes here in Lviv, we also have these sirens, yeah, about possible air strike. We have a few sirens per day, and that time children, they run, for example, into bathroom at first, yeah, to be safer. And we understand they're in stress as well, yeah. We some organizations, they conduct free courses now, because children now, they stopped to learn at all, yeah. I mean, they don't go to school, and even we don't have remote education process at all. So it's also a humanity problem, a humanitarian, I mean, yeah, that our children, they lost their not rules, yeah, people rules, I mean, forget this word, not rules, but yeah, all people, they deserve and should be allowed to get education, for example, yeah, you know, yeah, and our children, and we cannot provide them good education now, because yeah, no schools now, no kindergartens and all of that.
Well, Sergey, I really appreciate you just opening up on the current state of not only the IT industry, but the conditions in which you're living and working and raising a family. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through. But, you know, obviously we're thinking about you all the time. And I look forward to hopefully someday in the near future to see you in person, my friend.
Thank you, Chip. Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for support as usually. We really feel your support. We see you. We see all those great cities all over the world and in the USA. And I have quite a few friends in the USA, because I work with some companies, and they all write me in different messengers, and they all say that they pray for us and want to help somehow. And we really feel this support, and we stand here, still stand here against Russia, also only because of this support as well. If we had not support from you, from the USA, from Great Britain, from a lot of other European countries, we could not stand really so long. I think we already had to surrender without your support, and yeah, and all help that you provide.
Well, be safe. I appreciate it very, very much.
You too. And I'm sure we win, and someday we celebrate this win, maybe here.
Yes, we will. Right here at this cafe.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.